I'm going to ask you guys a question. How many of you have started a game but didn't finish it? I know I have. I have over 40 games in my PlayStation library, and I have finished less than 5 of those games. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I know this is a common problem amongst gamers, especially gamers that are generally FPS multiplayer gamers. Finishing a single player game is hard, bro. It's max level effort required for us folk. And I know I'm not the only one because I have friends that have ditched games very early, 20 to 30% in the game you just get bored. I can give you a very very recent example. This year I started playing God of War Ragnarok because it was on PlayStation Plus, and I'm okay. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I quit the game after like 6% into the story. And this is coming from someone who's played God of War 3, like on PS3 in the old days. And I also played the first God of War that came to PS4 in 2018. Wait, I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the 2018 one. Oh my God. Yes, okay. So as you can hear, your boy has a problem with this, okay? We have a little bit of a problem here. We start things and we don't finish them. Why? Before we get to the why, I think we just need to clarify that this is a common problem with gamers. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. You can't even just say, oh, it's because you have TikTok brain, bro, because I have been doing this shit since I was a kid. I have been starting games and not finishing that shit since I was a kid. So it's not even TikTok brain. It's not attention span. In my opinion, it's not. What I think it is novelty. Okay. So stick with me here. I'm going to take you through this process. Ever since I was a kid, whether it be pre-ordering a game that's still, a few months away, or buying a second-hand game from the store, I would get excited about that whole process of actually picking the game up. Okay. So then when I actually load it up and play the game, the novelty starts to wear off. I mean, it's still fresh, maybe 10%, 20% into the game, but then it just wears off. And I've noticed this pattern so many times when it comes to gaming in my life. And the only games that have escaped this kind of behavior has been multiplayer FPS games, because simply put, the novelty doesn't really wear off because every game that you play, you're playing with new players, different game modes, completely new scenario. You're playing against real people in real time. It's a fresh, new situation that can't really be replicated if we're going down to the technical way of explaining this, okay? But in a single player game, you're alone. You are following a story. There's not much. Yes, the story can be super exciting. Like one game I did finish was the first Spider-Man that came to PS4. That game was amazing. It kept me engaged. Not partly, very much because of the fact that I'm a big Marvel fan. So I'm a little bit biased that I was going to see that through. But any other day, give me a single player game, bro. I will play that shit max 50%. And one very recent example as well is Cyberpunk 2077. I told you guys I was going to finish it. I fell off. I got bored. It stopped exciting me. And I don't know if this is a consequence purely of just playing FPS games throughout my life, that single player games have become incredibly difficult to play. Because as much as I said, I know like a lot of my friends have dealt with the same problem, I also have friends who weren't into multiplayer games, but just played single player games, and they can stay locked in. They can follow, they can see it through. Whatever game they play, they start it and they will finish it. Even if they're not really keen on the game too much and it gets a little bit boring for them, they want to see that 100% completion, metric in their PS library or PC on their Steam. They want to see it completed. And I've just never been wired like that, because I basically boot up a game, bro, and I hold up my hands and I say, impress me. That's what a single player game is up against when it comes to me. I'm like a final boss when it comes to a single player game. If I can finish a single player game, then you know that game is good. Like straight up, then you know that game is good. Like GTA 5. That was special. The first Spider-Man, that was special to me. I've never finished, I must admit, I've never finished a Assassin's Creed game, which is something that's been very loved by the gaming community, and people that I know have absolutely adored the Assassin's Creed series. I've never finished an Assassin's Creed game because I get bored. The novelty wears off. For me, it's buying the game, loading it up, like figuring out the mechanics, and then all of a sudden, let's hop back on COD. Let's hop on Battlefield with the boys. Let's go play Fortnite. That is the problem, okay? And there's, as much as I said it's the novelty about games, I do think there's an underlying psychological thing with me that exacerbates this behavior. And I think it has to do with suffering, because what I just mentioned was that I get bored, right? The novelty wears off, and that creates a quote unquote suffering. And to escape the suffering, I just stop playing the game and I go to comfort. I go to my comfort zone, which is FPS multiplayer games, which I have loved my whole life, and I've never been turned off by them. Even if the game is bad, you'll still find me playing it. Like, I'm still currently playing Black Ops 7. Even though I said I was going to stop playing it, the only reason I'm carrying on is because of rank play. The game, I don't really like the game. It's because of rank play. It's the competitiveness. It's the novelty of going against real people. We're going to throw down. It's a competition and I want to win. That's why I play Black Ops 7. I play Black Ops 2 a lot too. They've fixed the lobbies and stuff, but it doesn't have rank play. It doesn't have a competitive mode. And I'm a very competitive guy. So that is why I'm still playing BO7, is because of rank play. And it's not the greatest game. It has so many issues. I cannot, I just want to get this game behind me, but it has rank play. It has the competitive edge that I need to have in my life all the time. And that is what I have as an outlet at times. I use multiplayer games to fuel my competitive spirit, I guess. And that's not a bad thing. You should also be competitive in real life as well to an extent, but not, to a point where it's just ridiculous. But that is why I play Black Ops 7. And that novelty just doesn't wear off no matter how shit the game is. It's the element of a fresh competition happening in the here, in the now. Many people, especially men, have the spirit come through with sport as well, as in terms of being a fan of a sports team. I'll give you a very, very good example that's very relevant in my life. I have mentioned before, I'm a Liverpool supporter. I love Liverpool with all my heart. And I have a lot of friends that support Manchester United, that support Arsenal, that support Manchester City, that support Chelsea. Okay. So amongst these guys that I'm friends with, we get very competitive. You would swear we are on the field. Like, we are Premier League footballers earning 100 grand a week. We are not. We are literally fans that don't even live in England. But we are so competitive. We take this shit so seriously. And the whole reason for that is that there's competition every single week. Okay, well, the season hasn't started yet, but it's going to August 23rd be there. It's the whole thing of having having a goal. You want your team to win the Premier League. You want your players to score the most goals, get the most assists, win the most games, win the most trophies, win Premier League, win Champions League, win the FA Cup, whatever it is, you want your team to win. Okay. And that is where it's a complete exact parallel to the gaming situation, because it's novelty. The novelty never wears off. The same team can play each other twice in the same competition, one game at home and one game away, but it's still a new situation because everything about it is different from the last time that they played each other. Okay. And that's exactly the same as FPS multiplayer. Every team deathmatch that you play, every hard point, every search and destroy that you play in Call of Duty is different. Even if it's against the same players, the situation is different. attitude and the feelings and the overall vibe of each player and each team is different in that given situation, which makes it completely novel. That is what you will never get with single player games. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's a good thing in a way that you can switch off more with single player games. It's less anxiety inducing, it's less stressful, it's less rage inducing. And that's why single players have their place. I've made a video about this. They have their place in the gaming community. But in terms of fueling the competitive edge, the competitive spirit, it's not there with single player games. And that is what affects me. So I guess you can really call it card brain. At the end of the day, it's card brain. It's a kid that's been playing Call of Duty for so many years and is used to that fast paced, intense gaming. That is what it comes down to, I think, because having that fresh competition in your mind every single time you log on, you get almost addicted to it because you want to prove yourself. You want to be better than all of your opponents, and I'm maybe exaggerating a little bit here, but I'm just trying to paint the picture to you that when you play a competitive game or a competitive sport, every single match, every single round is novel and it's something to win. It's something to win. And when you play single player games, it doesn't feel like you're trying to win anything. Like, even though you have to go through the story mode and you are chasing a percentage, essentially 100% completion and completing all the side quests, that is a metric to chase for sure. And it's a metric that you are chasing alone. It's literally you against you. And I do like the vibe of that. But for some reason, I just can't go through that suffering of when it gets boring, when it gets tough, when it gets not exciting. I quit. And that's the deeper issue, is avoiding suffering. Because as much as it is about being competitive and stuff, at the end of the day, you need to endure the boring parts of a story before you can reach the end. That it's about the journey. And having card brain prevents you from suffering, because let me give you an example. If you are just in a game like a standard team deathmatch, if you are getting slammed, you can just quit the game and find a new lobby. It's the easy way out. Whereas in a story mode, you either quit playing the game completely or you carry on in order to get to the next stage. That's the only way you can do it. And having that card brain over the years has definitely cooked me, bro, because I quit. I can't endure that suffering of a boring single player game or boring periods of a good single player game. I end up throwing the towel in. But since realizing that I have this issue of avoiding suffering and it allows me to just take the easy way out and not get shit done, right? In terms of gaming, single player games, I believe that YouTube is the answer for me, right? Being a creator. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I thought after 20 videos, I would have over 1,000 subscribers. I would be on my way to monetization. And that has not been the case. And it's been kind of a slap in the face, right? So YouTube is the answer for me because I'm currently suffering. I'm actually undergoing the process of not reaping any rewards for the effort that I put into, from getting the gameplay, doing these voiceovers and putting them into the editing software, putting it all together and giving you guys this video. I've received no rewards for it, essentially. Monetary, numbers wise, in terms of subs, I haven't gotten anything back, really. First of all, I am grateful for the 40 subscribers that I do have, because you guys didn't need to do that. You didn't need to press that sub button, but you did. So if you are one of those people, thank you so fucking much. But I'm just talking in a broader sense of being a small YouTuber. You are considered a baby if you have less than 1,000 subscribers. Even if you have 1,000 to 10,000, you are still small, right? So if your boy only has 40, it's safe to say that I'm a little pipsqueak. I'm a little guppy. I'm a little boy in this situation, right? Now, I am suffering in terms of not getting these subs, but posting a lot of content, right? A lot of YouTubers have posted less than 10 videos and they end up getting thousands of subscribers and views and get monetized. My journey hasn't been so simple. I'm not sour about it. But in the sense of this conversation, it is a form of suffering. Exactly like the single player games. You start something, you get a little bit excited, it gets hard, you quit. Now, I have posted over 40 videos. We are closing in on 50 videos very soon. And I still haven't achieved a lot of growth. A lot of my videos don't get a lot of views, right? Now, I'm actually realizing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do here in terms of just carrying on, just posting the next video, just taking the next step forward. Like Jocko Willink once said, if you don't know Jocko Willink, he'll get you motivated. He'll tell you to get up, stop crying about it, and get a move on. And he always says, one more day. Okay. You just got to do it for one more day. Like the actual video I'm referring to is from his podcast where he says, if you write down what you're supposed to do the next day and you actually do it, and then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and then the next thing you know, you've done a whole year of making great progress because you were doing what you're supposed to do. Okay. And I'm taking this in the context of I'm going through the suffering, but I'm doing what I need to do in terms of finding new ideas for YouTube and posting the video. My posting muscles are getting bigger. Like I'm getting good at this, I want to say, even though my videos are maybe not good because the numbers don't lie, but I'm getting good at this process that I've developed for myself. I'm not talking about the refinement of the process because that will yield the results. But in terms of actually getting out there, filming the video, recording the audio, fucking posting it, I'm doing that. I'm going through the suffering because I know, guys, when I click post, when I click publish, because that's what it says on YouTube, publish. When I publish a video, okay, I know not to expect anything from it. Because why? I started with just like the single player games, okay? I get excited. It's so novel. I'm going to enter this new world. I'm going to absolutely love it and explore the world and finish the game, right? Record that video. Record the audio. Have fun editing it, posting it, expecting that I'm going to get views and subscribers only to get fucking 1 or 2 views. And no comments, no likes, no subscribes. That's pretty shitty, right? No, it's not. You weren't supposed to expect anything in the first place because that wasn't your job to expect. Your job was to create the video, post the video, and move on to the next one and endure that suffering. That is the way I'm seeing this now. That the only way I'm going to avoid my fear of suffering and being uncomfortable and then quitting, going back to comfort, is to carry on. Stop worrying about the results, record the video, post it, get on to the next one. The likes, the subs, everything else will come along. You will get better the more you do something. And I'm not just saying you could do something the wrong way for 10,000 hours and still be shit. I understand that. I am trying to improve as I go along. I am. But what I'm saying is I'm just working that muscle of just doing the thing, moving on to the next one, doing the thing, moving over to the next one. And I believe that this is the only antidote for myself to this fear of being uncomfortable and suffering. Because I've been like this my whole life. I just told you, I've never really finished the game. Like, it's just not what I do. I play multiplayer games that I can back out whenever I want, whenever it gets hard, whenever I'm getting slammed, I can leave the lobby. But in a single player game, I can't do that. I have to quit the game. If I want to finish it, I have to put my big boy pants on and do what I'm supposed to do, go through the mission. And I know, guys, I've taken you on a fucking tangent here, but I'm just explaining this in the best way I know how. And I'm not trying to speak for you. I can't tell you that, oh no, all my viewers watching this also have a fear of being uncomfortable and a fear of suffering. This is just me declaring what I have figured out in myself, that I am afraid of suffering. I don't like it. It feels uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. And the more that I experience it with not getting growth on YouTube, but still continuing to push along because I do love doing this, but I'm trying to also balance the fact that we are human and we have expectations about how we want things to go, which isn't a bad thing, but it can't be the reason that you give up when you're not getting those results. And looking back on my life, it's been like that as far as I can remember. It's not that I was raised a certain way, it's nothing to do with that. It's just me. It's the character that I developed over the years. If something is really difficult, I become hesitant. I become, maybe this isn't the right thing for me. And then I move on to the next thing and the next thing, seeking novelty in a different place. And this YouTube channel, actually the stage of my life that I'm in is this is the groundwork that I'm laying now. You can't undo years of doing the wrong thing. You can only move forward, in my opinion. It's not like you can go back in time and change your decisions, but you can just build better habits now and build a different mentality. And that's what I'm using this YouTube channel for. It's therapy for me. I love talking about games and culture relating to games and also playing them, but I found a new challenge with this because I've always been someone that expects something. If I do X, I need to get result Y. If I invest in X, I need to see a certain ROI. I've always been like that. And it's always come out in gaming with FPS. If I play this game, I want to get dopamine. I want to be better than everyone. I want to feel good. I don't want to suffer. And I just realized that this has sort of been a character trait of mine that I've realized and I'm currently fixing with YouTube and other things in my life that I'm not going to talk about on YouTube, but I'm trying to undo these things in terms of can't go back, but trying to build a new foundation, trying to build new habits, accepting difficult things in life, accepting suffering because it's completely normal and it's the only way that you can achieve something in your life is by suffering. If you look at the most successful people in the world, yes, luck and things like that do factor into it. You'll see a lot of the time those people have sacrificed something, have suffered in order to gain what they have. And to keep what they have to sacrifice a whole lot more. Like, I'll give the example of super rich billionaires. They often get described as people that are very lonely. They have had failed marriages, have estranged kids. They just don't have a very good home life. And that is the direct sacrifice. I'm not endorsing it or condoning it, but I'm saying it's the sacrifice that they made to get what they have, to achieve all the things that they've achieved. Now, with every discipline and I suppose niche in life, the sacrifice is going to look a bit different. Generally, when it comes to achieving a super wealthy status, friends and loved ones, your spouse often gets neglected. We've seen this story over and over again about the rich guy who was once not rich, achieves his success, but then often doesn't have anyone to share it with because that was the sacrifice. That was what needed, that was the suffering. And like I said, I'm not condoning it or encouraging that kind of behavior, but basically what I'm saying is that to achieve anything, you have to sacrifice something. It's the natural order of things. Something gets sacrificed, you will suffer in some kind of way to get something. When you join the gym, you are sacrificing things that you could have been doing instead of going to the gym, which maybe be hanging out with your friends at that time or playing video games in that time or doing something else. But you are sacrificing all of that in that moment to go to the gym to build a better body. Okay. And you are going to suffer because you're going to get muscle soreness and fatigue and it's going to suck. But the result you are going to get in terms of physically being strong and looking a certain way, that is the result of that sacrifice and that overall contribution to something and neglecting something else. That is the order of things. And I've just noticed this pattern throughout my life that I have been avoiding suffering and I'm deciding to change it with hopefully having an impact, not just gaming wise, obviously, but in my life. I'm trying to realize that I need to suffer in order to get things done. And not to be miserable, like you don't have to suffer and hate your life. That's not what I'm saying. It's just being uncomfortable is suffering, in my opinion. So you have to be uncomfortable to gain something. And I just believe that this YouTube channel, it's me trying to be uncomfortable in something that I'm clearly not good at yet. The numbers show that I'm not good at it. But does that mean I should just quit and then just game behind closed doors and no one ever has to hear what I have to say? No, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to continue to record. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, even if it gets no more views. Okay. That's the contract I've signed with myself. That the only way to stop this attitude that I've had for so long of stopping things, quitting when it gets hard, is this. It's doing this. And I realize I sound kind of angry and worked up while I'm talking to you guys. I'm not. I'm just getting a little bit hyped. I'm getting a little bit, I understand what I've been doing has been wrong over the years, but this YouTube channel and me making videos for you guys has been helping me not be such a quitter, when things get tough. And I'm proud of myself for that. And I just hope that you guys can take something from this video. If you have been quitting your whole life, like I have, going back to your comfort zone, quitting that single player game so you can play multiplayer games, which is easier and you can just leave when you want to. And it's a completely safe space for you. If that has been you, I hope you take something from this, that you have to be uncomfortable in life. Nothing worth having comes easy. And most of the time, almost all of the time, it doesn't come for free. You're going to pay something. And I've internalized this message more and more every day before recording this video. And I just felt like I needed to make it. Whatever happens in this channel is going to happen. If I ever reach 1,000 subscribers, I don't know. I might be that guy that doesn't have 1,000 subscribers, but I've posted over 500 videos. If that is what this channel is going to be, then fuck it. So be it. But I hope that you guys took something from this video and were at least able to resonate in some kind of way. Because as much as I'm doing these videos for me, I need to also realize that I'm talking to someone on the end of the screen. A real person is watching this. You guys are watching this, Well, technically, according to my analytics, no one usually stays this long. But if you are still engaged in this conversation with me, I feel for you, whatever. If you've been dealing with this kind of thing, I feel like it's very common, but we just don't talk about it. And I'm glad that I made this video actually, because it's also reinforced the message even further. Whenever you talk about something, whenever you not quote unquote teach something, it basically gets more clear in your mind. It becomes very, very clear. If you want to be good at something, they say if you want to be a master at something, teach it. That you basically take your own word for it and practice the things that you've been telling other people. It's actually a very cool full circle thing, like I've explained what's been bothering me and something that I've been dealing with for a long time, and it's actually helped me internalize the solution even more. And I think that's pretty cool. But if you guys want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.